Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Chem Insider. In today's video we are going to discuss about chemical reactions of alcohols and phenols, especially those which involves carbon and oxygen bond cleavage. In the previous two videos we have discussed about how a cleavage between oxygen and hydrogen results in certain type of chemical reactions, like for example the acidity of alcohol, reactions of alcohol and phenol with metal, and reaction acidity of phenol, etc. Okay, in today's video we are going to discuss about how the cleavage of carbon and oxygen bonds takes place. In that we have certain chemical reactions taking place. Those are, first they are treated with certain elements, like for example when you treat carboxylic acid with phosphorus trichlorides, which we have discussed earlier in the haloalkanes chapter, and when you treat alcohols with concentrated sulfuric acid and a protonic acid solvent, they undergo dehydration to form alkenes. And we also have a reaction where alcohols are treated with hydrogen halides to form respective haloalkenes. Okay, so now we are going to treat alcohol with certain different components in order to observe the cleavage of carbon and oxygen bonds. Usually the carbon and oxygen bond cleavage always takes place in case of alcohol, and phenols does not support the carbon and oxygen bond cleavage. That is because carbon present in the phenol attached to the oxygen atom is sp2 hybridized, and the oxygen atom has lone pair of electrons which will be involved in the delocalization of the benzene ring, which we discussed in the acidity of phenol topic. Therefore, phenols undergoes carbon and oxygen bonding breaking, carbon and oxygen bond breakage only in those reactions where they are treated with zinc. Okay, so we are going to observe those reactions, and later in the next video we will discuss about certain other improportionate reactions where certain different types of cleavage take place. Now for the first one, that is of the cleavage of carbon and oxygen bond in alcohols and phenols. First we will discuss about the cleavage of carbon and oxygen bond in carbon and oxygen bond in alcohols. The first reaction is reaction with halo acids or hydrogen halides. Reaction with hydrogen halides. As we have discussed in the chapter of haloalkane, haloalkanes can be prepared by using alcohols, right? So that is what the reactions we are considering over here. When alcohols are treated with hydrogen halides, carbon and oxygen bond breaks down to form respective alkyl halide RX along with the formation of water molecule. So when you treat alcohol with hydrogen halides, they undergo carbon and oxygen bond cleavage to form respective alkyl halide. For example, when you treat CH3OH methanol with hydrochloric acid, that is HCl, you get the carbon and oxygen bond cleavage in case of methyl group, and it forms CH3Cl along with the formation of water molecule. So methanol, when treated with hydrogen chloride, forms methyl chloride or chloromethane, So this is the first reaction which involves carbon and oxygen bond cleavage. Next is the one more reaction which we use for the preparation of haloalkane, that is reacting alcohols with phosphorus trichloride. Reaction of alcohols with phosphorus trichlorides. When you treat alcohols with phosphorus trichloride, or trihalides, in general you can use trihalides. So when you treat alcohols with PCl3 or PX3, so I am considering PCl3 over here for this particular example. So when you treat alcohol with PCl3, we prepare orthophosphoric acid along with alkyl halide. We prepare 3 molecules of RCl along with the formation of H3PO3. This is phosphoric acid, and this is alkyl halide or alkyl chloride, in specific alkyl chloride. So when you treat phosphorus trichlorides or trihalides in general with alcohol, they form respective alkyl halide and phosphoric acid. These two reactions we have discussed in the earlier chapter itself, so it's not that of a bigger confusion. So now we are going to discuss about a very important reaction which involves carbon and oxygen bond breaking, that is dehydrolysis. Third reaction, which involves cleavage of carbon and oxygen bond, which is very important, is acid dehydrolysis. That means we are losing a molecule of water. Dehydrolysis means removal of water. So we are about to remove water molecule from an alcohol. Okay. So when you treat alcohols with protic solvents such as hydrochloric acid or H2SO4 especially, protic solvents, that means they should have a proton in it. So when you treat alcohols with protic solvents such as hydrogenated sulfuric acid, we prepare respective alkene. That is, if you consider a general reaction where you have OH and alpha hydrogen present, if an alcohol has alpha hydrogen present in it, that hydrogen will be reacting with the OH molecule in presence of a protic solvent such as H2SO4 to form C double bond C, that is an alkane molecule with the removal of water, the loss of water. This specific process is called acid dehydrolysis. That is because we are removing water, which relates to dehydrolysis, in the presence of an acid. Therefore, this reaction is acid dehydrolysis. Okay. So now let us consider certain examples for this reaction. When you treat, if you consider for a primary alcohol, when you treat a primary alcohol such as methanol, example A, when you treat CH3, which I'm going to write it as CH2OH. So you can't treat methanol with it. You are going to treat primary alcohol starting with a ethanol, which has 2 carbon atoms. So if any compound or alcohol which has 2 carbon atoms, especially with having an alpha hydrogen, so the carbon present next to carbon attached to OH group is called the alpha carbon. If it has a hydrogen, then the hydrogen will be called alpha hydrogen. So when this is treated with protic solvents such as H plus in the presence of H2SO4, we prepare CH2 double bond CH2. So this is ethene. So this is ethanol. Ethanol gives ethene. Now if you treat a secondary alcohol, like for example CH3 OH. If you treat secondary alcohol, the reaction will be almost the same, but the extent of formation will be different. So if you add H plus and H2SO4, the oxygen atom or the hydrogen atom can be lost by either of the carbon atom. It can lost by this carbon or it can be lost by this carbon. Doesn't matter, it gives the same product, that is CH3, CH double bond, CH2. This is propene. This is the compound propanol. It is 2-propanol. This is propene. Okay. So this is about the secondary alcohol. Now, if you treat a tertiary alcohol for acid, if you subject tertiary alcohol for this acid dehydrolysis, CH3, 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 OH. All these reactions require different conditions. Like for example, H plus H2SO4 gives C double bond CH2, CH3, CH3. So all these three primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols give same type of molecule, that is alkenes. But how to distinguish the reactivity of primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol? That is, when you treat a primary alcohol for acid, when you subject primary alcohol for acid dehydrolysis, what we observe is it requires concentrated sulfuric acid. It requires concentrated sulfuric acid at 443 Kelvin. That is, in order to convert primary alcohol to alkene, we require concentrated sulfuric acid at 443 Kelvin. And if you have to dehydrolyze secondary alcohol, you might not require concentrated sulfuric acid. 83% of phosphoric acid is more than enough. Okay. In case of primary alcohol, you might have to use a strong oxidizing agent such as concentrated H2SO4 in presence of at a temperature of 443 Kelvin to convert alcohol to alkene. But in case of secondary alcohol, you might not require a strong acid, but 83% of H3PO4 is more than enough. That is at a temperature of 440 Kelvin. Okay, it gives us our alkene as we was subjected to. Next, if you consider for tertiary alcohol, what we observe is 20% of phosphoric acid is more than enough. 20% of phosphoric acid is more than enough, that too at 328 Kelvin to prepare a respective alkene. So, the order of reactivity of primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol for acid dehydrolysis is tertiary is greater than secondary, which is greater than primary alcohol. So this is about the acid dehydrolysis and how is this going to be formed. Next, we'll discuss about how the mechanism takes place for the acid dehydrolysis. The mechanism of acid dehydrolysis takes place in 3 steps. Acid dehydrolysis takes place in 3 steps. In the first step, this is step 1. In step 1, we need to form a hydrolylated or protonated alcohol. That is, formation of protonated alcohol. So what happens here then? If you consider general reaction H, C, OH. So this is a general reaction which has alpha hydrogen and OH group. When you treat a proton, that is nothing but the proton from the protonic solvent, the lone pair of electrons on oxygen, attacks the proton to form protonated alcohol. It forms protonated alcohol, that is oxygen carrying an additional hydrogen with a positive charge on oxygen. So this is the protonated alcohol. Next, in the step 2, it loses a water molecule to form carbocation. So therefore, the step 2 says formation of carbocation. So here, the protonated water which we have formed in the first step is going to lose a molecule of water, and resulting in formation of carbocation. So it has a plus charge over here. The bond breaks down, that is a carbon and oxygen bond breaks down, resulting in the positive charge on carbon, which we call it as carbocation. Okay, so this is second step, formation of carbocation. Next, in the third step, the carbocation which is formed. Write down the first step first. So once you have got this, so now in the third step, there will be elimination of hydrogen from the alpha carbon, resulting in the formation of alkene. In step 3, elimination of proton, elimination of hydrogen to form alkene. That is, the carbocation loses a hydrogen from the alpha position. So it loses an hydrogen, resulting in C double bond C. So this is the formation of alkene and its particular mechanism. In this, among the 3 steps of process, the first step is the fast one, the second step is a slow step, and it is the rate determining step for this acid dehydrolysis reaction. And it is a first order reaction because it just depends upon the concentration of alcohol. Okay, so this is about acid dehydrolysis. So what happens here? When alcohols are treated with concentrated acids, that is such as protonic solvents, they undergo dehydrolysis to form alkene. It takes place in 3 steps. In step 1, there is a formation of protonated alcohol. In step 2, protonated alcohol loses a water molecule to form a carbocation. In step 3, the carbocation loses hydrogen from alpha position to form alkene. Okay, so this is all the 3 steps where the acid dehydrolysis takes place. And order of reactivity for alcohols in this case is tertiary alcohol greater than secondary, which is greater than primary alcohol. This is all about the acid dehydrolysis process, which involves carbon and oxygen bond breakage. So these 3 are the reactions which involve bond breakage of cleavage of carbon and oxygen bond in case of alcohol. Next, we will discuss about cleavage of carbon and oxygen bond in case of phenols. Cleavage of carbon and oxygen bond in case of phenols. That is reaction with zinc dust. Reaction with zinc dust. That is, when you treat phenol with zinc dust, the oxygen atom breaks the bond with sp2 carbon of the benzene ring and result in the formation of benzene with the liberation of zinc oxide. This is the process where phenol's carbon, which is sp2 carbon, is going to break the bond with oxygen, and this is the only reaction where carbon is going to break the bond with phenolic OH group. Okay, and except any other reactions, except this reactions, there is no particular reaction which involves the breakage of carbon and oxygen bond in case of phenol. That is, when phenol is treated with zinc dust, it forms benzene by the liberation of zinc oxide. So this is all about the reactions which involve carbon and oxygen bond cleavage. In the next class, we are going to discuss about certain other reactions which especially phenols undergo in certain criteria. And in the later classes, we will discuss about some important conversions of alcohols to certain different compounds. Thank you for watching.